So Real Madrid loses the second preseason game. Barcelona wins their second preseason game. And the first El Clásico matchup of the season ends with a 2-1 to Barcelona. A lot to talk about. Some couple storylines. The weather. I mean, I was quite surprised they even continued playing. I thought the match was going to be suspended at one point. And they even said if they were going to suspend it, then the match wouldn't restart anytime soon because of the schedule and the preseason schedule and the season about to start in 2 weeks from now. But yeah, man, listen, this is 5 things that we've learned from Real Madrid FC Barcelona. Before I go any further, as always, you already know the regime, man. Just like, share, subscribe, and comment what you think about what I said. If you disagree or agree with what I said, and comment down your own thoughts about the game and the biggest takeaways in your opinion. To start off with, I think the first takeaway to start off with is Barcelona. I do feel they're different. I do feel the system is different. The shape is different compared to what they had under Xavi. And I didn't watch the game against Man City. I didn't watch the full 90 minutes of Man City for me to determine that. I only saw the key highlights and the extended highlights. I think I saw 20 minutes from that. But I read about it. But this game, I feel like the shape is very different and the press is very different under Hansi Flick. Any team can press. Any team can have 5, 6, 7 players up front in the final third and press and chase the ball. Any team can do it. But there's something called organised press. And I think Barcelona now on the Hansi Flick is quite different to what they had on the Xavi. I think on the Xavi, it was more like vibe press. It was just more like, you know what? Just run for the ball, chase the ball. You just, if the ball goes there, have 3 men there. That wasn't like an organisation behind how they do it. Under Hansi Flick, what I learned yesterday is when we build up, there's a press. But there's a press coming from behind. And it's very organised in the sense of, all right, cool, if the ball goes there, then rather than having 3 men on there or the left back on there, have 2 men and then you man wait for the ball to come to your side. I think it was the Hansi Flick style, I think, showed yesterday. The system showed yesterday. And I think it will be quite effective and it will be quite interesting to see how Barcelona are going to play next season when the main players comes in. Because Hansi Flick is doing it on the academy players. Let's be real, the midfield yesterday was all Casado, Unai Berlin, Unai Hernandez, is all La Masia talents. It's not even the main players in the likes of Gundogan, the likes of Gavi, the likes of Pedri, Frankie, and so on and so forth. So it's quite interesting if he's done it with those kind of players. It'd be quite interesting to see what he's going to do with the other players. That's the first lesson that I think I learned from Barcelona, that they are, so far from what I've seen them in the preseason, they are very different to what they were last season. And it'll be very interesting to see how they are going to be starting the season off under Hansi Flick into next season. The second thing that we learned is, I can't lie, Mr. Fran Garcia, I'm not making a decision by just this game. I think you guys already know the way last season was for Fran Garcia. It wasn't the best of seasons. I think I had him in my video of ranking every single Real Madrid from 1 to 25. I had him 19th or 20th. So it wasn't a successful last season for Fran Garcia. He started very slow. He ended it very decent, where it got a bit of game time. But today, this game, bro, if you're struggling against Pau Victor, then imagine how you're going to be on the Lamine Yamal. Again, like pre-season, I understand, is you can't make a decision on pre-season. You can't determine whether someone is good or not. I understand. I know that. I've pretty much said it myself. But you only do it to players that don't play. Like, if you're a main player, if you're a superstar, and you don't have a good pre-season, you already know what to expect from them. All right, it's a pre-season. It's just a taster. But if you don't play well, if you're not considered part of the starting 11, this pre-season needs to be very important to you. It needs to be crucial for you to establish yourself and be like, yo, I'm here. Give me some chances. This game, Fran Garcia, you're not getting no chances next season, because Ferdinand Mendy better be healthy next season, because you're not giving me any reassurance, especially under this game. There was no awareness from you. There was no positioning from you. Positioning was so poor. It was so poor. Both of the goals, where were you in those 2 positions? You know what I mean? If you're struggling against Pau Victor, then what are you going to be doing against the best wingers in La Liga heading into next season? And that's my concern. I feel like your game isn't very... It still feels raw, but I don't want to call yourself a youngster because you're not 19, 20. You're 23, 24, bro. You're not young anymore. Unfortunately, you know what it reminds me of? I don't want to say it, but it feels like this guy is just a left-back version of Odriozola. Like, defensively, he's not the best. On the ball, he's not the best. The only thing he has that Odriozola doesn't have is maybe his speed going up and his crossing ability. But even that, we're not seeing it from you. We're really not. Like, a lot of Madrid fans have basically said, I don't want Alphonso Davies. I don't want Alphonso Davies. I don't want to spend the money on Alphonso Davies. X, Y, and Z. I think with every passing stage and every passing week and every passing month, I think it's very evident that Alphonso Davies is needed at Real Madrid. Like I said, it's not based on this game. I'm just talking about the future. I'm talking about next season. Because Fran Garcia will be getting a lot of minutes next season. Ferland Mendy's not going to be playing over 20 Champions League games, over 38 league games, the Copa del Rey, the club, the Club World Cups. He's going to get a lot of minutes. And if he's going to perform the way he did yesterday, then no. Something needs to change, bro. Something needs to change. You better improve. Because next season will potentially be your last season of Real Madrid if you don't improve. Because yesterday's horrific was disgusting. Absolutely disgusting from you. The third lesson that we learned is Arda Guler. Last video I spoke of how special he was. This video just made it even more. Arda Guler, his chances need to be a lot next season. And like I said, I don't want him to play on the right-hand side because we did see some glimpses of him in the middle. And the way he picks up the pass is very important. And I think for next season, the formation needs to change. We've tested out the 4-3-3, of course, having Brahim, Endrick, and Arda Guler. Vinny came on in the second half and you saw how he did on the left-hand side. But like I said, Arda Guler's minutes next season needs to be in the midfield. I was quite disappointed that heading into this game, we didn't see a different lineup. I was hoping to see Luka Modric as a 6, and then having Arda Guler in the midfield and having Vinny or Rodrigo start. But of course, it didn't happen. Arda Guler start on the right-hand side. But I want Arda Guler next season to play in the middle. His game is perfected in the middle. His game is more suited in the middle. It honestly is. I don't want it to be in the sense of if next season Camavinga needs rest, Jermaine needs rest, Jude needs rest, Fede needs rest. I don't want us to think of, you know what, let's get Ceballos, let's get Luka Modric. I want Arda Guler to get those minutes. Those midfield minutes, I want it to go to Arda Guler. Because this game, honestly, bro, I think he played, 65 minutes in this game? For me, he was the best player. In terms of Real Madrid, for me, it showed he's not a youngster no more. He's not a rookie no more. He's not a talent. He's not a potential talent. He's there, bro. He's the present. Don't give him this little, he's the future. He's the future. No. He's the president of Real Madrid. Because it looked like he's head and shoulders above anyone else on that team. And I hope he gets the same impact as Isco did in 16-17. Where the B team is his. He can dictate the B team. The B team is his own. He can control the whole B team. He gets his minutes with the B team. But at the same time, what Isco did in the 16-17, he got a lot of minutes with the first team. I'm not saying Arda Guler will be starting the Champions League final. I'm just saying I want a lot of first team minutes for Arda Guler. Because if he's performed the way he's doing with those kind of players, the B team players, imagine what he will do with the first team players. If he plays next to Vini, next to Rodrigo, next to Fede, next to Mbappe, next to Jude. I want his game to improve even further. So for next season, Carlo Ancelotti, no winger position for Arda Guler. I don't want him to play on the right-hand side. I want the middle. Play him as a 10 and play him as an 8. Because I do feel we can play as an 8. Bro, the tackles that he was making yesterday, did you see it? He can play as an 8. He can play the Bernardo Silva role. Bernardo Silva was moved from a right winger into a 10 on the Pep. He's playing as a box-to-box midfielder. He can play as a left back. I want Arda Guler to be playing like the way Bernardo Silva is playing at Man City. Play him as an 8, the free role. Make him roam wherever he wants. Because he's got the IQ with it. He's got the IQ with it. The fourth thing that we learned from today's game was the Barcelona's talents, La Masia talents. They're not hype. Yeah, let's not say they're hype. Let's not say, but La Masia, Barcelona like to hype their youngsters. They do. There's been a lot of examples that they've done it in the past with Sergio Sampa and Nico and all of those players. They know how to hype up youngsters. But the players that was in demonstration yesterday, they're not hype. Like Bernal, I've already spoken about him. The guy's the real deal. The guy is the real deal. Casado, honestly, he is a tenacious, defensive-minded midfielder. something something only Gavi has for Barcelona. Like the way he's into his tackles, the way he is very committed defensively, only Gavi gives me that vibe from Barcelona's midfield. So I think Casado's chances for next season is going to be huge. Because, of course, Romeo's now, he's gone back to Girona. And there's question marks about Pablo Torre. Pablo Torre played yesterday's game, of course, but there's rumoured about him going on loan as well. I feel like we're going to see a lot of Casado next season, especially if Barcelona don't sign a 6. Especially if they are going to be proceeding with that. But the one player that impressed me more than anyone else is Alex Vela. That right back. He is from what I've read about him, he's a left back. But they're playing as a right back. He played on the Levante, so he already got his minutes. He already understands consistent minutes on the Levante last season. But both goals really came from him. Like his crossing ability is insane. And it's quite interesting to have a right back who's left-footed, because there's different variety in terms of your crossing. Especially like if your right foot is weak, then it becomes a problem. That means everyone knows the fullback, the way they defend you, they know that you are going to be cut on your left. But I can't lie, bro, even his right foot is good. So so defending him is a concern, because you don't know what he's going to do. Is he going to drive with it and then cross it with his right, or is he going to cut in and then cross it with the left? Because in both instances, both goals came from 2 different types of crossing. The Liwa goal, where Liwa, of course, misplaced the header and Pau Victor scored the first goal, that came with his left foot. The second goal came with his right foot. So the brother is, crossing-wise, he's very good at it. And he's what? 19, 20 years old? So Barcelona already have that sorted for next season. If Koundé goes down, it's not a problem. Because before, it was always a concern. All right, let's put Arujo on the right, as a right back. Let's put Sergio Roberto as a right back. Let's let's transfer Cancelo into a right back. But from what I saw from him in this game, I'm not saying that he should be playing every single game, because they've got a gem in him. They've got a gem in him. And there's 4 players from yesterday that you can really say can actually have a good impact for Barcelona into next season. And that is Bernal, that's Casado, that is what's his name? Valle, and that's of course Pau Victor, where he's got the 2 goals. And I said it about Pau Victor in my last video. He's a player that can play both left wing and right wing as a striker. Like, he's very smart. His IQ is very good where he needs to be. He knows where he needs to be. Very different to Victor Roque, where Victor Roque still hasn't managed to grasp that, where he's very, give me the ball, let me make something happen. Whereas with Pau Victor, his off the ball movement is very good. Like, he really knows, he's got the striker's instinct. The Inzaghi instinct, you know what I mean? The number 9, the poacher instinct, where he knows where to be inside the box. And that's crucial for a striker, especially for a young striker, where with Barcelona, as a striker, you're not going to get a lot of ball. Like, you're not going to be touching a lot of ball. That's something that Liwa, last season, we saw a lot of that, where Liwa drops deep to collect the pass sometimes because he wants to be involved in the attack. He wants to be involved in the build-up because he's sick of tired of waiting for the ball. Sometimes you don't. It's like Haaland with Man City. Sometimes you don't need the ball to be impactful. Your movement is the one that's going to create the separation, the space for you. And Pau Victor has that at the young age, which he's at 18, 19. But the last lesson of them all that we learned, again, this game is not a decider for next season. This game is nothing for next season. Real Madrid lost against Barcelona last season. You know how that turned out to be. They then beat them literally 3 games after that, and then they of course won the league and won the Champions League. Like, you know what Fermin Lopez said? That Fermin Lopez, after last season's game, he said, like, now it's time. I feel like we've got Real Madrid. And then Danny Carvajal said, chill out, brother. You're still rookie. How about you do that in the game that actually matters? You know, and you saw what happened. But I do feel that's going to be, this game does have a bit of impact. I can't lie. Like, I'm not saying it's going to decide next season. I'm just saying, like, the way Hansi Flick set up his team is going to be different to what last season was. So I do feel for next season, under Hansi Flick, it's going to be different. And Real Madrid needs to be careful. It's not a season where we can afford to drop points there and there. Mallorca away, Cadiz away, and one of those things. No. We need to be serious literally every single game. And let's wait, man. Next pre-season against Chelsea, the main player is going to start coming up. And then Mbappe, Kiki's going to come as well. And the conversation is going to be different. But I've seen a lot of Madrid fans panic. Don't panic. Because I can't lie, I expected a defeat. I kind of knew we were going to lose this game. Because we always tend to lose. Like, pre-season is not Real Madrid's little habit. Like, we always tend to lose the pre-season game, especially against Barcelona. So don't panic. Don't be scared. Don't be nervous. Like, chill out. Like, I've seen a lot of minutes. Like, it's going to be a problem. We have to sign a centre-back. Okay, we know, but don't panic. Just chill a little bit. But, guys, listen. Put down in the comments what you thought about the game, how you thought both teams played. And let me know your thoughts, man. But don't forget, as always, to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you soon with